What's going on, Rune Hunters? The first major update for Undecember is here. I say major update because it's the first one with like new content. We've had a couple updates with some events and new seasonal stuff like that, but this is the first content update. It is going to include a raid, Cursed Zodiac Walker Velam. It is going to be a level 80 raid. You must be level 80 to enter it. The boss itself is at level 90 and is a lightning element boss. There will be a new achievement for it, as well as a level 80 runestone selection chest from it. Just a quick little teaser for you. If you didn't know, they also posted a teaser video about this. This is Velam. You can see that he is very obviously lightning element. It's going to be another 8-man raid. But to tackle this new boss, and another part of the major update is that there are going to be new runes. All right. 9 new skill runes. Okay. We're going to have a seal of crowd control dodge in it. So one more defensive seal added. Now, freeze arrow as well. Freeze arrow is going to be another one that you will see here in this video. But first, we'll just show you the quick little teaser that they showed. That's Freeze Arrow right there. This is the life totem support. This is a summon Abyssline that they explode, and that's Wheel Slash now. But also during Wheel Slash was Guardian during that. But there is something important to note. So Freeze Arrow is here. Freeze Arrow is going to be another projectile bow. But it has some specific things that can't be used on it. It can't be using parallel shot, cannot split, because the ability itself by default splits. All right, so it's a splitting projectile that has freeze rate against chilled enemy, shoots 3 arrows baseline, projectile speed 3000, freeze arrow cold damage 63%, 15% damage dampening when hitting the same target, freeze rate. For every freeze applied by freeze arrow, there's a 100% chance to cast an explosion after 0.3 seconds. The cold explosion range is 150, cold explosion damage 117, and it'll remove the freeze upon cold explosion. So keep that in mind. And then here's all of their modifying effects. Wheel Slash. Now this is where it's important. I don't know about freeze arrow because I don't look at range skills personally. But if you are a bow user, this is something to look at and take into account. And that is our skills for this seem like they are coming in somewhat rebalanced. Now, I don't know if they've already been rebalanced like this in Korea and we're just getting them like that already. But Wheel Slash is basically a melee toxic flame, if you will. It doesn't have a flat striking effect, but it's a very not great skill, and KR dumps on it all the time. But if you look on the site, that you can find all the skill runes. The original base damage value for Wheel Slash's dot scaling was 202%. Ours is going to be 300% physical dot scaling. So that already is significantly stronger than the tooltip of the one that we've been reading thus far. So you definitely want to, for any skills that you have preferable favor to, you definitely want to compare them with the patch notes here to whatever you are seeing on this website and what's being shown. For example, Guardian, another one. Guardian, physical damage 450%. But what does this one say? 300%. We're getting a much higher scaling valued Guardian skill. So again, you need to go and look and compare all of these skills that we're getting in these patch notes and compare them to the website and see, was it buffed? Is it a stronger version than what you've been reading about so far? Is it going to have been tuned to the West already? And so right now, just from those two skills, some of them very much so are. So definitely want to keep that into account. But again, Wheel Slash is like a melee toxic flame. It functions off a dot amplifier. It is its own dot. It's not a bleed, and it does not have a flat strike attack, so you can't link it to anything for spell on hit type stuff or damage on hit, attack on hit. All right, so that's important to keep in mind. Guardian is a cooldown based physical skill that is used to stun targets and provide a debuff, as well as being a decent damage utility effect. It does have some nice damage scaling to it with physical damage percent, and then having a guaranteed crit against stunned enemies. Now, obviously, that's not very good if you go the route of precision or persistence, because you won't crit then. Life Totem. Life Totem is a 5-second duration with a 5-second cooldown, so you can have 100% uptime on it just with one thing. This gives HP regen. Okay, this is an HP regen totem. It is specifically a support sustain totem that they're bringing in. Protection Totem. Protection Totem gives you barrier regen and flat barrier. So again, another defensive totem, 5-second duration, 5-second cooldown. Thunderbolt is one of the abilities that is being added in as a toggle skill. This is a lightning AoE that triggers when you take damage, or maybe not even when you take damage. I think it is when you take damage, though. It's a trigger chance 60%, lightning damage 150, lightning damage plus 8. Has a shock chance with a 3-second cooldown. I believe it's on damage taken that it will go off, but it does look like you can link other things to it as well. It is listed as a spell and strike. However, it can't be for any of the ones that say can't be linked with toggle. So may not be able to be linked with too much, but you should be able to link a few things to it overall. Another thing to keep in mind when you're looking at all these is where they come from, right? The obtain method. Again, seals for the most part seem to come from guild stuff. These other ones are drop in shops. Penetrating Slash is a very sick looking skill, and that is a synthesis one, but it's magic quality, so that's not going to be too bad to acquire. Penetrating Slash is a movement attack skill like Illusion Strike and Leap Slam. It is a physical damage movement skill. I believe it's going to require daggers just based off of the video alone for it. Those of you who saw it, it's really, really nice movement. Hopefully, if it is only daggers, daggers get a lot of nice movement stuff. That's what that spammable zoom 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 right there, where he's dashing, is pretty sweet. In that regard, it's got a 2 use count baseline, has a gain oblivion for 2 seconds on kill, which looks like is plus 40% crit rate. So it's going to be very nice for crit people who are using it, particularly dagger crit stuff. It looks like just something to again take into account when using your movement skills and which ones you like. Summon Twisted Abysslings. The Abysslings, these Abysslings are Abysslings that you summon and they explode for damage. They are an AoE exploding rune summon that you have. Now, additionally, what you did not see from the skill runes are new link runes. Okay, these are going to be huge because these are going to be a lot of defensive ones as well as alternative weapon option ones. Okay, so first we're gonna have vitality recovery, which is going to enhance regeneration effects. We're gonna have focus defense, which is going to give you the ability to generate focus when you use a defensive enhancing skill. Focus gives you block expertise, block cooldown recovery, things like that. Quick shout lets you cast your shouts faster, basically just shout cast speed. Quick sentry installation, install your sentries faster. Quick totem installation, put your totems down faster. Grip strength, this is one that's been missing for all you people who have been using a two-hander and have been sticking to that two-hander. Grip strength is a damage amp rune specifically for a two-handed weapon. Okay, it does have a plus 10% damage when one-handed weapon is equipped. That way one-handers can kind of benefit from it. But it's really for two-handers because two-handers gain damage amp. Okay. Um, that's huge. All right. That's a lot of damage addition for two-handed users. If you are using it, can pair it with melee amp as well. So definitely want to keep that in mind for this. This is a synthesis rune also. Offset counterattack, resource cost increase. It looks like it is just plus 20% damage. And then at its higher tiers, it gains reflect damage as well as regen at higher tiers. So upon taking reflect damage, it looks like is where it will proc these defensive effects. But yeah, for the most part, it just baseline gives flat damage, and then these other stuff is reflect oriented. So that area totem increases the totem effective range. With area totem versatility, gain versatility upon using an attack enhanced skill, gives you attack speed, cast speed, armor pen, ele pen. Cannot be linked with buff link runes. Then it has increased versatility effects for it. Barrier absorb. Barrier absorb, it gives you plus barrier absorb on spell hit. As you know, we've had a lot of things that have life absorb on hit. This is going to be barrier absorb on hit with it. So that's going to be nice as well. Preserved mana grants 1 stack of preserved mana upon skill use at 10 stacks. It activates preserved mana effect every 0.1 second for 1 second. Preserved mana effect is you recover 30% of your mana spent at max stacks. This is going to be a very nice link rune for mana management. Definitely want to take it into account when looking at your builds, particularly for anybody who doesn't utilize convert mana at any point. So definitely take a look at that. And then pulverize. Pulverize is going to be 100% chance to gain pulverize on non-critical hit. Sounds quite beneficial for all you persistence users. Has a 4-second duration, max stacks 5. You gain strike damage amp per stack. Okay, strike damage amplification per hit. Okay, but you lose all pulverizes on critical hit. So quite beneficial for anybody who is using persistence runes. This will just be a nice, buff that you can gain that has strike damage on it. So definitely look to take advantage of that for a rune. 5 new runestones: attack speed runestone, cast speed runestone, attack enhance effect runestone, defense enhance effect rare runestone, and elite damage runestone. 4 of these come from Valam specifically. 1 of them does not. New pet, new portal skin, very standard stuff like that. New chaos dungeon being added to the pool of chaos dungeon maps that you have. These new options are basically the new skills that are being added. They're being added to the runestone effect list. And we are seeing tuning to some of our skills. Shield charge is getting a change to it. Gain destroy arms for 4 seconds upon hitting an enemy at max range, which gives you armor pen for the duration of that. You're also going to gain plus stun rate upon every skill hit against enemies at 250 distance or more for a rare effect. And then a legendary effect. Frost Sentry is going to gain new effects. Cannot pierce, but it's going to gain freeze rate as well as more area of effect and some more HP. And then Rune Knight. Rune Knight is going to have a few changes made to it as well for each of its individual Rune Knights, but they're not going to be shown in the skill rune tooltip. So they're making it a point to tell the improved performance will not show in the skill rune tooltip. So definitely keep that in mind when you are doing this. Whichever Rune Knight you're using, definitely go look at this, see, which one is going to be impacted by the changes for you. And then, just a couple UI and bug fixes overall that they're adding. So Very cool update. Very exciting stuff. New skills is awesome. New boss, new map. Lots of good stuff happening. Unfortunately, the skill I want was not added in this update, but alas, it's, you know, I know to look forward to it. I know that it's at least coming now. We at least know that the other skills will be coming to our version of the game. So very cool stuff all. And we will see you in the next one. Looking forward to catching you with this update. Take care and have a good one.